everyone, it's Miss Kelly from the Wakanda Area Library to show you what we're doing with this month's Art to Go kit. So this being the season, I thought it'd be a nice time to make a sunflower. So in your kit, you're going to find a leaf cutout, a couple sheets of green cardstock, some petals, some tissue paper, a cardboard round, and this backing for your flower. What you'll need is some glue, scissors, and a pencil. Some tape is really helpful too. You don't need it, but it does make it a little bit stronger and quicker. So if you have some tape, it'd be really helpful to have that. So that being said, I'm going to use tacky glue today just because it dries faster so I can show you guys what you're doing, but a glue stick will work just fine. So you're going to start with this flower looking piece and your cardboard circle, and you're going to take your glue and attach those two together. We're going to do this first so the glue can be drying while we work on the stem. So I'm just going to put it really good in here. This is going to help make the head of the sunflower stronger. If you've ever seen a sunflower, you know the head's going to get a little bit heavy and they start to dip down. So the same thing on this one, because we're going to add a lot to it. It'll start getting heavy, so this will help to make it stronger. So I'll put some glue on that, and then try and center it right there in your flower piece. All right, let's give that a little pat, and then put that to the side. Next, we're going to make the stem for our sunflower. So you'll need your 2 pieces of green cardstock, and this is where you're going to need either some glue or tape and your pencil. I find the pencil helps to roll it a little bit tighter. So you're going to start on the corner of one of your sheets, kind of fold it over and tuck it under a little bit if you can, and then as tight as you can, start rolling. And your pencil's going to disappear. That's okay. It's just going to help you get a nice tight roll. We'll be able to get it back out later. When you get rolled to the point where you're about here, we're going to take and add your other piece and kind of tuck it under here a little bit in your roll. All right, and then you're going to keep rolling them together. Just keep rolling tight as you can. I'm going to move that piece out of the way a little bit. Just keep rolling as tight as you can together. And if you want, you can glue or put a little piece of tape right here where this is coming up if you're worried that it's not going to stay down flat. A little piece of Scotch tape on there. Okay, and then let's keep rolling as tight as we can. All right, and you're gonna notice the one end is a little bit bigger. That's okay. So here's where you can either add some glue or tape, and I'm gonna do some tape just to make it quick. You could do both. Glue and tape will make it even stronger. I use the Scotch tape so you can't really see it. All right, and you should be able at that point get your pencil back out. You might have to use another pencil to poke it out, but either way, that just helps you roll it a little bit tighter. And if you want, you can add glue in here if you want to see if that seam will close like that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect our stem onto our sunflower head here. So definitely get your pencil out before you do that. Let's see. You're going to take your scissors, and at the end, you're just going to cut a little slit about 1 inch down on both sides. So you've got kind of a little slot that you can slide your flower in. You can pick any spot you want. You're gonna slide it in this way. If you see, it'll go all the way up onto the cardboard like that. So you wanna get it in there good so it can hold it really well. So you can take your glue and put a little dab of glue on both inside. You could always put the glue on this portion too. If you wanna just put it here like this, you can do that too. Either way, it's fine. And then you're gonna slide that point in there right in your little slots and slide it in as far as you can like that. And when you get it in there, you're going to mush it down. You want it to grip on there really good. Now this is another time if you wanted to put a little tape on there, you can do that too to help hold it into place. So I think I'll do so we can use it right away. We wanna work on it right away, so I'm gonna put some tape on it. So, and on the back. So now that we've got our stem connected to the head of our sunflower, we're going to start working on the petals. So we can set this guy aside, and if you've used glue, you can, now is the time you're going to let it dry a little bit. Let me set my glue aside. Okay, so let's bring your petals over. All right, so all the sunflower petals are the same size. It just depends where we're going to glue them to make them look like bigger and smaller petals. So all you have to do with your petals, if you see you have one end that is flat and one that's pointy, you're gonna hold it from the flat end, and you're gonna take your thumb and your fingers, just run up like that, and look, you've got a curved petal. So this is something you could do one at a time as you need each one. The more you do it, the little bit more curlier it gets. See the difference? I kind of like to do, so the outer petals, I did a little less than the inner petals. If you curve them a little bit more, they're gonna go like that. You can do them one at a time, or you can get a bunch ready ahead of time like this. Keep going, getting them ready. Make a pile of all your pretty finished petals. I think you'll probably use all the petals that you have in your bag. It just depends how you decide to lay them out on the sunflower itself. So now that we've got a few ready, we can go ahead and I'll show you how we can attach a few. Okay, so we're gonna use these outer spikes here to put our outer ring of petals on. So you're just gonna do a little dot of glue and then take one of your curved petals and put it right on there, right on the spike. Okay, and you can come right up to the edge of the cardboard. That's a good thing to use for a guide. I kind of used these little spikes going around. I put one petal in each one. All right, put a couple dots on. Put the next one on. And you'll see as you go around, they're gonna start overlapping. So they're gonna cover all those little gaps. Make sure you put the flat side in like this and the curved pointed side up. So this first row that you're putting on, you want to try and make sure that they're all about even height. So you don't want some way out here and some way in here. So that circle is a really good guide. It's going to help you see where to put your petals. Let's do a couple more. All right. So you're going to keep going all the way around. And I've got one that I already started. I'm going to show you guys how to finish that circle. So you're going to get to here and you're going to see your stems in the way here. So let's get a couple more petals ready. Get a couple over here. And let's add our dots of glue. We'll finish this up. I need one here and here and here. Okay. And we're just going to keep putting those right on. And then when you get to the stem, you're going to put one right over the front of it. Okay, just cover it right up. Whoops. Kind of getting in the way there. Now, if it's sticking up a little bit like that, you can squish your stem a little bit flatter. It's up to you. I'm just covering all these spots. Oops. Now, depending on the glue you're using, how much glue you might want to let it dry for a second. I started this one a little bit earlier, so you can see my first ring of petals is already dry. And then once you've gone all the way around, you're going to start the same process, and you're going to do it on the inside of the circle. So again, little dots of glue here, and just set them on the inside. So this is how you're going to fill in that second layer. And you see how I kind of did curve these up a little bit more on the inner ones? Just the more you do it, the more it'll curl. Okay. Okay. The nice thing is it's not going to be perfect. They never are. Flowers are never perfect. They're all a little bit different, you can see. Okay, and you're gonna just keep going all the way around till you fill in that whole section. Once you're done with this, it's gonna leave you a pretty small spot in the middle that's not covered a little bit, at least with the yellow. Just keep going around. Like I said, if you have extra leaves, it's okay, or extra petals, it's okay. Or if you just wanna kind of overlap them even more and make them look more full, that's fun too. All right, so you're just gonna keep going all the way around until you finish covering this whole circle. Do a couple more. And then we're gonna do the section in the middle, the sunflower seeds part. That's what we're gonna use those black tissues for. So you've got a nice pile of those little black tissue squares, and to make our seeds, we're just gonna kind of crumble them up into a little ball. You don't have to make them into a tiny ball. It'll take a lot to fill in that whole space. Let's get these last couple ones on here, and then I'll show you how to put some of those in. All right. You can see you can still see a little bit of opening here. I'm gonna add one more extra petal in there. Cover that up. It's definitely gonna overlap over the other ones, but it just makes your flower look bigger and more full. Okay. So now we're gonna fill in this middle section with these little tissue papers. I've already crumbled some up. You just take each one and crumble them up like this. And you can either put a big area of glue in here and kind of get some crumbled up ahead of time and start just attaching them on like that, or you can do them one at a time. It's up to you. This is going to take a little while. You want to fill it in nice. Now there's not really any guide here, so you're going to want to try and keep it into a circle shape. You want to fill up, at least for sure, cover all the cardboard that's showing. But if you want to go a little over and make it a little bit bigger circle, you can. So you'll keep filling those guys up and let them set aside and dry. While that's drying, you'll pull out your leaf shape. So this is something that you're going to cut out with your scissors. And once you get that cut out, you'll have this. And what you could do, which is really kind of fun, you can take the back of a pen or even the side of the handle of your scissors, and you can kind of make a line down here like that. So it's the center of the leaf, and you can kind of make some lines like this. So it looks like the veining on the leaf. Or you can kind of use that same method we did on the petals, and you can kind of give it a little bend like that, right on that line we made. And you're gonna do the same thing, kind of go like this with the paper and kind of get it to curl a little bit so it looks a little bit more like a natural leaf. Okay, and then that is gonna get attached right onto your stem. A little bit towards the top of the head, I would think. Looks nice right about there. Anywhere you like it though, it's up to you, it's your art. You can glue it on, or you can again tape it. Either way, a little bit of both might help, but if you put a little bit of the leaf onto the stem like this, it's gonna be stronger and not kind of fold down and hang down. So you wanna make sure you attach it a little bit onto there so that it'll stand up, okay? Get your leaf attached like that. And I've got one here that's all finished with the leaf attached. All right, now on this one, I actually even cut some little jagged edges out there like sometimes you might find on a sunflower leaf. But here's my finished product. You guys have fun? Send me some pictures of your sunflowers and let me see how they came out. We'll see you next time.